I lean my face towards Yuri. Oh my gosh. It's as if both of us are in a trance. Our faces growing ever so closer. The rest of the world is gone. Hey guys, Kudari Ghost here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Fallen Angel. Alright, so, well, I'm back at the literature club. When I look around, everything seems to be going normally. Yuri is reading her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. As always. Hey Yuri. Spaghetto's also in the closet. I suddenly noticed that Yuri is reading a different book from the one we've been reading together. I turn my head to read the cover. Portrait of Markov? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No, I was just kind of waiting for you. If that's the case, okay. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? That sounds great, Yuri. Thanks. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a sec? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. Alright, I'm gonna plug this in at the teacher's desk, then we can go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? I hand Yuri back the water pitcher. I was unaware people look at others how they walk, okay? He's probably looking at something else, if you know what I mean. I hand Yuri back the water pitcher. Thanks. I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you rather than just standing here. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then? Yeah. Where are you two off to? Yuri and we're gonna go get some... I suddenly realize how weird it sounds to explain this to Monika. Ku and I were gonna fill the water pitcher, Monika. Okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it? Monika, would you kindly remove your nose from other people's affairs? Damn, boy! Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve Ku in club activities? Or are you upset because I'm doing more to involve our new member in the club than you are? My mouth gapes. That's what happens, Monika, okay? You're mean in this mod, okay? I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Then let's go, Ku. Yuri quickly exits the room. I look around the room. I see Sayori dig her face deeper into her book. Over in the corner, Natsuki recedes back into the closet. The look on Monika scares me. I quickly follow Yuri out into the corridor. She's gonna delete everything you know and love, okay? Just saying. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that, Yuri? Something about the way she said that. It made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? Why do I have to make myself so unlikable? No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not for Monika. It's also not right for Monika to judge people like that. Ku? How come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Because nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane. No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? Friend, you say? Yuri lifts her head. Ku, I really like being friends with you. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway, yeah. Shall we go? Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. As we enter, I can feel the penetrative stares of the other club members. Jeez, what are their eyes like, dude? Ku, do you like oolong tea? I'm not really that knowledgeable when it comes to tea, so I guess whatever is fine. Well, perhaps I can teach you some of the art of making it. Yeah, that'd be a nice date, huh? Oh my god, I guess I said too much. So, What exactly is the first step to making a hot cup of tea? I do my best to lighten the mood. Oh, well, allow me to show you. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others, even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. Uh-huh. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking recently, and I decided that I would express myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do, when it's you who's around anyway. It's getting hot again. Whew, whew. Someone turn on the AC, man. That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. Yuri's worrying about me, Ku. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. My face is probably bright red at this point. Geez, someone, like, you know that gif where, there's just water running down the guy's face? Yeah. My face is probably bright red at this point. I watched Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Ku, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why's that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk. Sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Is that so? I wonder why that is. It's most likely because of my posture. Always hunched over like that while reading. Yes, that. Yeah. I have terrible reading posture, so that's why we should sit on the floor. Uh-huh. I'm 99% sure we're not talking about reading posture, but I think it's best if I just leave the conversation at that. I'll go get the book. I retrieved the book from my bag. I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Sayori's candy radar. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. We're just completely ignoring Sayori, basically. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our side. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Come on. I always found Yuri attractive since the moment I laid eyes on her, but when she's being less apprehensive, I feel my heart is about to burst. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her posture. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has already faded away. I call upon every reserve of willpower I have in order to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. That's okay, I won't take any. Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the pages. You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Aww. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. My brain is short-circuiting at this point. No! In that case, Yuri has already been dragged back into her book. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if this situation was completely natural. What the hell am I supposed to do here? I can't stop now. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Aww, look at that. Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Ku? Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. One of these days I will hold a conversation with a girl without making a fool of myself. Well, you were just helping. That's something that friends do, right? I mean, not really in this kind of context, but yeah, that's all it was. Yeah, then you don't need to stop or anything. I see. At this point, I can hear my own heart racing. Yuri tries to return to the book, but even I can tell just by her expression that she can't focus now. I'm in too deep to stop now. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers. I start to place it in my mouth. But this time, Yuri's eyes meet mine. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't even avert her gaze. Her lavender eyes pierce through mine. I notice her chest rising, her posture rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I have half the chocolate sticking out of my mouth. I lean my face towards Yuri. Oh my gosh. It's as if both of us are in a trance. Our faces growing ever so closer. The rest of the world is gone. It's just me and Yuri. Monica. Monica, I hate you right now. Come on, Monica. Okay, everyone. In my panic, I accidentally inhale the chocolate. I start to cough uncontrollably while the other members just stare pitifully. I gulp down the rest of Yuri's tea to wash down the chocolate. It's time to share poems. You can help you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right? Yeah, of course. Okay, thanks. The spell is abruptly broken. I'll take care of the cups. Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. Once I calm down from the near-death experience, I pick up my bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us. I get the feeling this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. That's where you're wrong, bro. Show and tell time. If there's an option, I'm bringing it up. I hand Yuri my poem. Alright. I don't know if they're different or not, so I'm sorry if they are, and I'm skipping them, but I have trouble reading script out loud, okay? I can read it fine in my head, just out loud. It's like, ooh, spicy. Alright, cool. I really hope Yuri doesn't figure out I wrote this poem down in one go. I have no idea how to use symbolism or anything. Literally everything in the poem is just scrambled words put together to pretend to have a meaning. Yuri's a very perceptive reader, though. This isn't good. She's gonna find out I bullshitted my poem. This poem is phenomenal. What? If I had to guess, dissecting the poem, I can see a lot of symbolism. At first glance, it may appear as if the writer had no idea what they were doing. She hit the nail on the head right there. But diving further into it, the way you described the rusted cage and the spoon, and the use of auditory examples, correct me if I'm wrong, but this poem is about ADHD, right? Sure. The rusty spoons symbolize the random thoughts that pound on one's brain. What the Yeah, Yuri, that's exactly what I wanted to convey when writing it. Yeah. Your poem is indescribable, but in a good way. How did you manage to pick up on these techniques so quickly? Thanks, Yuri. Although I'm sure it's nothing in comparison to what you wrote. You flatter me, Ku. However, you shouldn't cut yourself short. Really? Okay. With more practice, you will be able to display to the reader your most inner thoughts. Okay, that's you saying that, Yuri. That's kind of hypocritical, just saying. I don't know, Yuri. The inner mechanisms of my mind are an enigma. The inner mechanisms of my mind are an enigma. It's from SpongeBob. It's a SpongeBob reference. Don't you think you can hide that from me, man? Okay? Anyway, please continue. Yes. As I was saying previously, you shouldn't be afraid to be more daring with your work. Rather than writing down your thoughts, write down what you see and hear. That sounds like a good exercise, Yuri. Maybe I'll try it out. I have an example of that. If you'd maybe want to, I'd love to read it. Yuri smiles dreamily and hands me her poem. The Raccoon. Again, I think these are new poems, but I have trouble reading, man. Trouble reading script anyway. Sometimes normal reading too, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna end the episode there. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like. Also, if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button to become a ghost. I'd really appreciate that, and I will see you next time. Peace.